There we go. Revenge cast. Welcome in, Gossamer. And hey, welcome in everybody to another Nexus Gaming Series matchup tonight featuring BeatGen, El Classico versus the Part-Timers. In blue tonight, it is BeatGen El Classico. They've decided to ban both D-Shire and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Meanwhile, the Part-Timers banning both Infernal Shrines and Volskaya. Still waiting on our first map. Looks like it is going to be Battlefield of Eternity here, is just posted in our chat. This was picked by the red team tonight. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Appreciate y'all being out here to support HOTS in its finest form. A lot of matches going on right now. If there's any casters in the chat that want to do replay casts, we got a heck of a night of games going on here. A lot of teams looking for some love. Where's your logo? You know, here's the thing. If you're listening, could you send me the actual file for your logo? Excuse me. And then I would be happy to put it up. Oh, maybe I could do it this way, actually. No, I can't do it that way. The reason your logo doesn't show up and hasn't shown up is because of the colon. We got the ready from one team. Just waiting on the R from the other. Do I have music going right now? Let's see, music. Putting on an alternative logo could be fun. You know, you know what, Gus? Good idea. Great idea. Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with as far as alternative logos go. Oh god, we're going. Alright, that's gonna have to wait. Ah, there's a diva in it, kinda. It's awesome. I love it. Alright, Battlefield of Eternity, going to be our first map tonight. Let me pull up some stats. Let's see where these teams are currently landing in their division. So, BeatGen El Classico is in 6th place. They're actually tied. These teams have the exact same number of points, dominations, games lost, won, and played. So they, in the standings, are completely dead even. In the middle of Div A. Lots of room to grow, and lots of games yet to play this season. We see a couple of hard racers banned early. Hanzo's gone. Vala taken out. Will we see the Jimmy Rayner? Will we see the Greymane? A little bit of a target ban, I feel, here. Chromie taken out. Part-timers known for playing a fair amount of Chromie, fair amount of Tassadar, if you will. How do the part-timers respond? Okay, they're going to ban the Anduin. So, there's a couple of racers yet still available. Li Ming do be in one of them. And we have Side grabbing that early. Huckett immediately snapping that Anub. Beatles being a menace to Li Ming, but true Li Ming players will say that's not much of a counter. That is a scary-ass face. Look at that thing, man. That is horrifying. What's with the teeth? And we potentially have a 4-man Thrall. So a Noob Thrall, 4 part-timers. BeatGen responding in turn with what here? You have Pick of the Healers, which best available, meh, Rhaegar maybe is kind of okay here. It's good for the camp clear, which you're kind of lacking with Li Ming. Okay, I forgot what team I was casting here. We see Garrosh and Anna grabbed by Lionhouse. Will it be an off-lane Anna angle? Stay tuned. Second round of bans just around the corner. With 10 seconds on the clock and decisions being made. What do they decide to do? Taking the full time. Banning Leo. Now, if I see a Leo ban here in 2026 in the current state of the game, I'm thinking that they want to play Deathwing. Now, it could just be that they want to ban Leo because it's a strong hero into Thrall and any other offlaner. But with Deathwing in the state of the game as it is, I think Leo is the hardest counter, so I would be on edge. But instead, they are going to ban the Tassadar. So definitely a couple of target bans there in the realm of DPS. Healers still available. Again, we have Rhaegar. Don't really know much of what else you want. Tehran's very strong on this map. I think Tehran can be really good. We see Gul'dan and White Mane. MacDaddy-O grabbing Phi Mane. Letting the Inquisition commence. Rounding out game 1 here for BeatGen El Classico. They need a DPS. They need an offlaner. Who is available? Could be a Dahak angle. Could be a Blaze. It's going to be Jimmy Rayner, and it's going to be the Deathwing. Okay, so here you go. So not worried about the Thrall, not necessarily worried about the Gul'dan. What can Rift do here to help with this? Some people are saying, like, you could go with, like, a Genji to try to counter it a little bit, but I don't know. If it's not Leo, there's no, like, don't get baited into a Tychus pick here, because Tychus really doesn't do much. Okay, this is Maiev. I like this a lot better. It's a little sus into Garrosh. But I do like the Maiev here quite a bit. It's going to be a lot of pressure for the Anna to make sure she's healing everybody up. A fair amount of self-healing from the team. Deathwing, obviously, you're not going to have to heal. Li Ming shouldn't really be taking much damage unless she gets caught out, but for the most part, it's really just Rayner Garrosh that you have to worry about healing. But we'll see how that goes here in Game 1. Switch it over to the match screen. We do have our Gibbs death counter in action again today. We will start it at 0. Chat, do remind me if you see a Gibbs death. We'll make sure to put it on a board. From left to right, it is BeatGen El Classico. We have Shenanigans on Garrosh, Randy Newman on Rainer, Side playing the Li Ming, Anna being played by Linehouse. Who am I missing? Oh, and Gibbs is in the air on the Deathwing. From right to left, we have the part-timers, Huckett on Anubarak, Delta Sniper on Gul'dan, Rift playing Maiev on the best mount, by the way, the Zergling mount. Adorable. I will stay in the game here all game. Excuse me. Mac Daddio, we do have on Whitemane. And in the top lane, MDC on Thrall. Take a look at our early level 1 talents. We do see the Exterminator there from Rainer. Immediate throw onto the Gul'dan. Here comes Deathwing landing into the bottom lane, right onto Mac Daddio. The anti-heal is very good, too, into this matchup. Is Li Ming almost killing the Whitemane in the back line. Rift looking for a chain, not going to find it this time. Holy damage coming out already from this Li Ming, connecting with several orbs. Thrall still not taking a level 1, maybe still deciding, maybe forgot to take it. Clearly looks like he wants the blue build, and I miss First Blood. Li Ming, after landing all that, does go down. Look at the resets here from Rift, continuing to get resets. Huckett is going to be able to walk away. But Gul'dan claiming First Blood here with this Q quest. We see a Crash Lightning after that. They get level 2 and then they end up going Crash Lightning. Pretty interesting to see. Red team going to be able to slam that bottom camp with Gul'dan, Maiev, wave clear. Certainly not an issue for the red team here. We do a throw onto the Anubarak, who very calmly walks out of danger. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Gibbs is, well, this matchup is probably going to be boring as hell, to be honest with you. So, back to the bottom lane. Gul'dan doing a great job, stacking away, hitting them Qs. He doesn't have throw for 8. A little bit of damage going out, but it's not going to amount to much. Delta Sniper getting real low. Jimmy Raynor running it down. A nice sleep this time from the Anna. But Li Ming doesn't have quite the kill pressure she wants just yet. That orb is going to see one of them at least backing. And Raynor goes to start the hard camp for the blue team. We take another look here in the top lane, and nothing has happened. Thrall, still no Crash Lightning stacks, and I'll let you fill in the blanks as to why. Red team starting their Bruiser camp as well. And are they going to be holding it for 15 seconds? No. Blue team immediately caps. In the bottom lane, Li Ming doing a decent job poking away these towers here. Red team a little bit behind on the camp, but they're able to get it out. And that'll be pushing the top lane here. Red team already bottom to be able to clear this camp with the Gul'dan and Maiev. Camp is already cleared. Blue team focusing on the burn first. El Classico in the position here early with that Raynor. 2 people get stunned. Ping them mercilessly. Yeah, notice how nobody gets stunned here? Quality. Looking for an engage on the Snag. He gets the Maiev, but unfortunately, yeah, he's going to have to burn that on stop. Raynor doing his best to poke. There's nobody burning for the red team here, so they're committed to this team fight, but Deathwing is coming down, and this is not going to end well here for the rest of the team. Look at the healing that Deathwing does. It's goofy. Rift full commits here, but there's really not much you can do into this Deathwing. 1 Crash Lightning stack is obtained. And as the red team goes to burn what they can, blue is going to very comfortably get the first Immortal of this match. Both teams level 6 will be hitting level 7 at roughly the same point, but we have a very healthy Immortal, which you don't typically see for the first one. Nearly a full shielded Immortal. We get a throw, though, onto Rift. He's going to be able to get out in time. Yes, sir. White main there, providing a little bit of healing juices. I don't know why I said that. That was gross. Li Ming peppers the wall here as Rift and the rest of the DPS squad for the part-timers begins to cascade upon this Immortal. Sleep not quite connecting. Thrall not having a lot of opportunity to stack Crash Lightning here. And as the Immortal fades, ooh, Rift taking a lot of damage here. Randy Newman maybe looking for the kill. Instead, nice sleep by the Ana. Gonna get the Li Ming a nice setup to do some damage. And Raynor immediately starts the top camp here. Pretty interesting. I don't know if you necessarily want to fight this team on a point. Here comes the Deathwing, though, jumping in the air. Snag is in, gets a throw onto Maiev, who gets immediately blown up. Li Ming with that Calamity, doing so much damage. Resets, gonna be a big part of how this plays out. Mac Daddio running for his life. Huckett just gets out barely in time, too. Still sleeping is... Ooh, the cleanse. Didn't really do much, but... nice dodge by Delta Sniper to be able to avoid getting blown up there. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Thrall does get some value here. Blue team gonna drop a whole wave. Not a full wave. Deathwing's in the air and he's coming down. But, a little bit of damage on the bottom. That's not nothing. Structure is very important. Structure damage very important on this map. Only having the one fort, the one keep, and then your core. Raynor sneaking down to that bottom camp right now. Going to be able to take this rather comfortably before Maiev or really anybody else can rotate. They see that they've pinged this. The Thrall is going to check it. Let's see how Randy Newman deals with this. And it looks like he might get bullied off. Yeah, he has decided to die for this. Here comes Deathwing. I think Deathwing wins? I'm pretty sure Deathwing wins. The team is running at them. No, Deathwing. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our first death by Gibbs. We're going to put a 1 in the Gibbs death count here, but we're going to stay for the action. Gul'dan getting picked. Resets from the Li Ming. Not going to amount to much, but we have plenty of time in the action now to advance the death count to 1. And that is always good news for the fans. 9-9. As far as XP goes, they're essentially dead even. They're even in kills. And a nice wave pushing here in the bottom lane with this camp. Blue team just kind of forgot about it, but they're going to burn most of this objective for it. Li Ming has kind of a irritating task to try to clear this. He decides not to. Deathwing flies in. A nice sleep there by the Ana. Huckett getting trapped. Gibbs running away at full HP. An interesting choice. The Prism does land onto Garrosh. He's going to be out of there, and he's going to be angry. Huckett now getting the Entomb, or excuse me, the Cocoon onto Raynor, but a little bit of missed synergy there. And it won't matter. Oh, he's got to hit the... He does hit it. All right. Pretty chaotic fight there. The Cocoon actually saved the Raynor. The fear came out from the Gul'dan, but you can't get feared while you're in a Cocoon. It would look to be a pretty terrible early fight for the red team. Ended up turning out to be quite nice for them in the end. Excuse me, sorry for that. And it looks like the plan for El Classico is just kind of kill the tank here, which, I mean, a noob into Garrosh is a really tough matchup. Mac Daddio going down the laser. Doing what lasers do best. Oh my gosh, they didn't get it. Okay. Are they going to be able to find Rift? Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like Randy Newman. Hello. Get him, Raynor. You just want to die here as quickly as possible. You want to make sure that you can burn. So, well, red team part-timers do get the objective. They do lose a couple people here, and blue team now does have a little bit of an XP lead going into the middle stages of the game. Haven't talked much about the ults. We have a couple interesting... Oh, Anna could be very dead here. It's a beautiful sleep and a better throw from the Garrosh to get Anna out of a very tricky situation. Alright, I don't think much is happening here. It was Bellowing War, Warlord's Challenge. We do see Rainer's Raider. Not the most commonly picked, but pretty nice on this map for exactly this reason. The vision is very nice. Nano Boost and Disintegrate. Garrosh looking for an engage here, pre-13. Find us asleep onto the white lane. Here comes Deathwing flying in. He's going to be a nuisance in the back line. This time, unfortunately, the Containment Disc misses. Cocoon onto Rainer, but it's not going to matter. Sai gets a nano, and there is a lot of laser beams coming out to the back line with that laser. Delta Sniper stepping up. Randy Newman maybe looking for a kill here. He's not going to find one. Snag looks like he lagged out or something. Maybe he's taking his 13. He was reading the talents. For the red team, we've seen the Fear of the Cocoon. The Scarlet Aegis Containment Disc. Thrall does come top to potentially get his third Crash Lightning stack. He must have died. I think he had more than that, so I think he ended up dying in that last team fight. I suppose I could check that, and I have verified that. So blue team, this is a 4-on-5. Definitely can't land for another 3 seconds. Gonna be interesting to see if they decide to fight this. Garrosh does immediately get disked. And he's gonna be able to pop the Unstoppable here. Deathwing available to land now at any point. 406 stacks, only 1,600 stacks away for the Deathwing. What a stupid quest. Cocoon immediately onto Rainer, and immediately gets burned by Li Ming. However, in the backline, Snag fighting for his life, and unfortunately, he will go down for the blue team. But we have a nanoed Li Ming, and has a lot of buttons ready to use. Part-timer's doing a great job getting the Cocoon off, isolating a target, and blowing it up before the blue team really has an opportunity to engage with this Li Ming and do a lot of damage. So, well played there by them. They're going to get at least halftime here, rather uncontested. There's a time for a change in strategy. Red team going to do this camp? I'm surprised they're not going to just burn here. I think burning is very much the correct play. Deathwing's going in. Huckett doesn't have his E right now. I wonder if that's been called. Containment Disc lands onto the Deathwing. So much damage going out, and the Immortal coming in to help. A 3-man stun by the Immortal, who's currently the MVP of this team fight. Rainer taking out Thrall, and Li Ming finishing off the Maiev. Snag potentially looking for more here. A lot of beetles in the way, though. Nice sleep by the Anna. Deathwing is a nuisance. And I want to say that's the first time I've seen Deathwing actually use Q, which is maybe the stupidest part of this entire... I don't know if you want to call it a Deathwing meta, but there's 2 buttons that you use. It's not like, oh, I don't know how to play Deathwing. You literally are pressing 2 buttons the entire game. Like, this is the build, and then just press 2 buttons the whole game, and he's impossible to kill, and his healing is insane. Nice sleep there. The anti-healing is going to miss. Rift looking for something, but only going to find disappointment. This is the 3rd Immortal, by the way, and we still have all of the buildings on the map. Ooh, Mac Daddio taking a big Li Ming orb directly to the face. Now Rift getting low as well. Randy Newman, is he going to be able to find this kill? No. Thank you, Moonglower, for the gifted sub. To Son of a Dixon. Appreciate that very much, Moonglow. And now the first building will fall. Snag, is he going to be able to find anything else here? I don't think so. They're up a talent tier as the blue team. Why are the alerts not showing? There they are. I thank you with follow. Son of Dixon, welcome in. We have Deathwing trying to be run down up here. But I think he's okay. Oh, do we get to put the time? Yeah, Gibbs count, or Gibbs, death count part 2. It's a decent taunt. Nano. Oh no, the resets are insane. Oh, I thought he was going in. I didn't think he thought that the Thrall was going to die. If he had been more confident that the Thrall was dying there and he was able to blink in, he just kills everybody. Nice blink away from the disc there. Now the second building has fallen. It's 12-7 in kills. And now blue team is a full level lead ahead. And we will get the Gibbs death count to 2. And Twitch chat should rejoice. Alright, level 16s. Online, Rampant Hellfire is a very, very strong talent, especially for these choke points on this map. If the red team can just avoid getting kind of picked by this Garrosh and separated, and they're allowed to sit behind their white main and just kind of let Delta Sniper pump with this Q build, Anna's going to have a really hard time to deal with the healing that's going to be required to keep the team alive. Camp is pushing in the bottom lane. Camp now pushing in the top lane. Red team moves in. And let's see what they can do this time around. Thrall looking to check a bush. Beating the hell out of that Banshee as though it were a Spore Crawler. Delta Sniper is going to begin to poke the burn just a little bit here, but ultimately a couple more Li Ming orbs should be able to finish off this. Nice dodge there by Snag on the Q. Huckett has been spotted. Deathwing just lands on top of their whole team. It's a beautiful disc, but now they have to survive the Garrosh running at them, and unfortunately, ooh, the fear is good, but isn't going to be enough. Mac Daddio is running for his life. The anti-heal is insane. Really well played there by the Anna, and Whitemane is the first to fall. Gibbs running down the bug in the top lane. He dies too. And that allows Randy Newman to press forward. Beautiful sleep there from the Anna, catching Delta Sniper. Gul'dan will fall. And so will this top fort. Welcome in for real. Good to see you as always. Had to finish my match. There are so many matches that I want to cast tonight. There's literally like 5 teams that I should be casting literally right now. And I had to give some love to the homies who have cast our team, I think 3 or 4 times this season already, so I did owe them one. But I really want to do some replay cast tomorrow, because I think there's going to be a lot of great matches tonight. Did your game go best of 3, by chance? You don't have to tell me who won, I'm just curious how many games it was. Gary looking for more. It's a very healthy Immortal pushing into the top lane here of the Part-Timers Keep. Let's close the talents here. Here we see this pick. Sleep not quite connecting. One of the few times, really, it hasn't here in this middle game. Huckett getting caught. The Cocoon gonna land onto the Li Ming, but it's not going to matter. Huckett will fall here. Beautiful fear from the Deathwing this time as he landed in the back line. Again, just to split everybody up. The Deathwing being so effective. No, it was okay. 2 games. Nice sleep there yet again. Li Ming catching Delta Sniper, but not quite killing him. And the core is dropping quickly. Now 80%. Gibbs flies down. Rift trying to make something happen here. 20 HP is not going to do it. The core continuing to fall. Delta Sniper can do nothing but watch. And game 1 goes over to BeatGen El Classico. The Anna sleeps have been insane. Truly, they have. I mean, it is definitely a comfort pick for Linehouse. He loves playing the hero, and I think there's something to be said about when you absolutely love playing your hero, you definitely play it at a higher level. And I think him on Anna is probably his strongest hero, and yeah, he played it really, really well. The anti-healing specifically into the white main, into the Gul'dan, the Thrall, I mean, such a strong hero just for the matchup, too. Kind of hard to get to them. I mean, they can dive them, but you are diving into a Garrosh. You are diving into a Deathwing. It is tough to play. Leading the way in damage is Gul'dan, both mages, and Li Ming. I think having the Crash Lightning there was tough to play with. Not a lot of stacks gained. I think either one of the other ones would have gotten a little bit more value, especially in team fights. Because although this is a good talent if you can get it stacked, really tough to stack it on a one-lane map. So it was a very close game until it wasn't. I mean, both teams had a fight post-16, but a very decisive end fight for the last Immortal. Were able to push the keep and then have ultimately pushed the core. An 18-7 there. Really looks like it was a one-sided matchup, but this is a much closer game than it looks on paper. So we'll see how game 2 plays out. We'll go back to our map selection screen here. Give BeatGen their hard-earned point on the board. And I believe I have a logo for these guys in my Discord. I do. Beautiful. Copy image. Paste the image. Oop, paste the image. Paste. Paste! Game. Please. Okay. Copy image. Paste the image. How many am I pasting? Maybe I'm pasting 100 of them. I'm not. Okay. Save image. Save to desktop. BeatGen. Add. Image. BG for BeatGen. Make source visible. Input file. Desktop. BeatGen. Boom. I want that size specifically. Oops. Delete this. Paste this. Alright. It's a very cool logo, actually. Two kills on Gibbs so far, and hopefully a lot more to come in what I hope it to be a best of 3. So it looks like we are going to Cursed Hollow. And I want to believe this was picked by the red team as well. Let me double check that fact. No, this is actually picked by BeatGen, excuse me. So this is blue team's choice, which means I have to get blue team another logo. Do I have 2 of these in here? I do. All right. Cool beans. Give them the old caster ready. Check my phone for any messages.
Cursed Hollow.
All right, we are going to Cursed Hollow. Let's take a look here. Thank you very much, Calamancy, for gifting a sub to IOI Canny. This is too much work. Have they managed to kill Gibbs? Yes, Line Bus. We are 2 Gibbs deaths in, and it's only been 1 game. So stay tuned. I'm hoping for more. Thank you very much, Kala. It was too late to see. First ban, by the way, is just Deathwing. Yeah. I mean, that's just kind of what it is. Deathwing's a pain in the dick to deal with right now. I'm gonna see Chromie banned again. Curious if we're gonna see like Anna banned. Okay, they banned the Garrosh, so I know part-timers do favor the Anubarak, and Garrosh is a very tough matchup for Anubarak. There's just really not much you can do. You have to play perfectly, and even then it might not be enough for an Anubarak. It's so brain dead. Like, if you dive in, he presses his unstop, you're not going to get a second stun. You get thrown over the shoulder, and that's it. Like, it's a really, really tough matchup for the Anubarak. And we're going to see Hogger banned. Dude, Deathwing is messed up right now. I mean, Deathwing is it's I mentioned it during the first game, but it's so stupid how you're only pressing 2 buttons. You literally don't even use your Q button. It's unplayable. Like, the only way you might be able to save that hero, and this, I have not thought through this comment more than about 2 seconds, but if you, like, gave his Q the ability to produce, like, 1 stack per second, or, like, 3 stacks per second instead of 1, because you get, like, 1 stack every time it hits a hero. But if that was, like, 3 or 4, it might actually incentivize you to try to go for that quest. But, like, even then, in his current state, you go in, you press W, you heal half your health bar if you hit a couple of heroes, and it's like, alright, well, can't CC him, can't stop him, he's just running me the hell down. 2-button top damage, right. Yeah, it's ass. Meanwhile, we saw this Tassadar taken early. Tahaka and Falstad, so 2 globals, 2 extremely strong globals on this map. Snap picked for BeatGen. And we see Uther and Sonya. We have the Lumberjack Daddy Thrall skin. Or, Uther skin, excuse me. Don't forget Z. Yeah. I guess technically Z is a button. The only time you should be pressing Q on Deathwing is to land on people. Oh, wait, that's not even a Q. That's not even a Q. That's the 1 or 2. I don't play a lot of Deathwing. I'm dumb. Don't listen to me. Don't even need to see half the time. See Hanzo banned. And do they plan to target ban anything else here from the last game? I mean, you could be scared of the Li Ming here. It would make their camp clear really poor, but Li Ming play was pretty decent. But it's Cursed Hollow. You probably don't worry about it. So they ban the Anduin. Picks 3 and 4. Need a tank, need a healer here probably. I think I do like the Rhaegar, and then maybe like a Diablo? ETC, okay. Yeah, it's Rhaegar and ETC. I assume this is going to be some sort of double support. Like, we could see Stukov here as well. Stukov, Uther, and then like a Greymane, I think would be a pretty interesting comp to try to run. Very, very hard to kill. Lots of cleanses with a lot of, super strain value as well. Curious to see what they end up going here, though. Might just do something a little bit more normal, too. I really wanted to see Greymane. I don't like the Rainer here, but I think Tyrael is a really strong pick. Probably going to be ace in the hole Rainer. Back-to-back games where Rainer is taken, and it's by 2 different teams, which is not something I maybe have ever seen in a cast. And Sylvanas would also have been pretty good. I think there's a lot of things. I mean, I feel like people don't play Vala anymore. Did anybody remember that Vala exists and is like one of the best assassins in the game? Just don't see her very much. Nevertheless, I think both teams have the tools here to win this game. You know, you have Group D Shield at 20. You got the Rhaegar Ancestrals. You obviously have Wind Tunnel. A lot of different win conditions here. We'll see how it plays off on the map. I don't have their logo. Let me input their logo quick while this game is loading. Add existing BeatGen. That's way too big. I moved that on accident. Vala is who, bus. Alright, from left to right, it is BeatGen El Classico. Linehouse on Rhaegar. Diamond Hands, McGiblets. The Academy team. He wasn't, like, actually on the team. So, on to Haka. Sai on the Sylvanas. Shenanigans on ETC. And in the bottom lane, we have Randy Newman on the Falstad. From right to left, it is Delta Sniper on Tassadar. Mac Daddio on the Borko, playing Uther. Huckett on Tyrael. Rift on Jimmy. MDC on the Sonya going, aye! Wait, no, what does she do? What she doesn't scream? Raynor screams. There's a lot of heroes that scream this game. And it looks like Syl and Lion are dancing. HGC 2018. I think she shoots arrows, but not sure. She has very hungry arrows, for sure. She's got very, very, very hungry arrows. And she likes to strafe and stuff. Let's take a look at our level 1 talents here. We have Jimmy going for stacks. Much respect for the Jimmy stacks there. Love that. Enhanced agility. Or excuse me, the tissue regeneration, not the enhanced agility from the Dahaka. Stacking Falstad. And we have Feral Heart. So woof woof build. Maybe Bloodlust angle? Ooh, could be a Bloodlust angle. So both teams getting their bruiser camps out very quickly here. Rhaegar on a solo mission here in the top lane. Let's see who wins here in the mid lane. Looks like the red team's camp arriving precisely when it wants to. Now Delta Sniper going to be able to come in and help clear this out as well. And the camp is still very healthy for the red team here. But they don't have their Uther. Uther is both healers are soloing the siege camps. What? Meanwhile, in the mid lane, camp continues to push. Nice slide there by Snag. Delta Sniper getting caught a little bit. Linehouse biting in. But First Blood still remains intact. How you doing, Uther? Look at him. Hit him with the axe. Give him the... I guess he's stacking quest. Okay, he's stacking quest. That's fair. That's fair. It's still funny to see an Uther on a camp. Shenanigans got caught out here a little bit. Does have slide available. He's going to be able to run away just in the nick of time before the enemy team collapses. Ella, then he just kind of stays around. Luckily, Tassadar was lagging a little bit behind, but he did stick around. Uther's going to complete that level 1 quest. We do have double stacking Jimmy Raynor, by the way. It is both Veteran Marksman and Behemoth Armor. He is going to have an additional 24 health right now for this next objective. That's not nothing, but it's almost nothing. Randy Newman almost getting run down here by Mac Daddio, which might be the most perfect name for somebody playing Uther with that particular skin. Dahaka will be able to dig down here once level 7s are available. Snag trying to cap this, but obviously he's not going to be able to. It's a 4-man effort here for the side of the part-timers. And yeah, this is how blue team should be playing it. Red needs to kind of force us a little bit more. Blue team doesn't have a lot of stall. And they are just going to be stacking the Raynor. So if Raynor's just here stacking, it's going to end up pretty well. Tassadar is going to clear as well. Dahaka is going to get lane prow here, and I expect to see him dig down once that wave is clear. Level 7s are available. Now you see most of those talents relatively snap-picked. And here comes the Dahaka. Wait, I thought, oh, he was inside the Sonya. I thought he was digging. He was just inside the Sonya. Now here comes the Dahaka into the back line. The slide not going to connect. Delta Sniper potentially getting run down here. He's going to have to run away, but Tongue is still available. Nice damage there by the Tassadar. Sonya trying to get down here in time, but Randy Newman going to be able... Nice crowd surfer value there. Is Tongue still available? Yes, it is, and he connects onto the Tassadar, but it's a good cleanse from Uther. And again, First Blood. You don't have your 13 yet. Mac Daddio very much playing this as a main tank angle here. Good damage from the DPS of BeatGen. Jimmy getting more stacks, now already up to a number I can't even count. It's so high. What is that? 102 extra health? That's 8. Let's see, 80 and 32. 112. That's 112 extra health. Can you believe I failed algebra twice? I can. Red team is going to get to this objective much quicker, and I don't think that blue is going to be able to contest it unless Snag comes down. Okay, nice crowd surfer. But ETC does have nothing right now. Tongue going to miss as well. Mac Daddio getting a stun onto Gibbs. Slide not yet connecting again. The wall, I think, doing more good than harm here. Tongue available yet again. Looks for it. Connects to the Tassadar, but it's, again, very nice cleanse from Mac Daddio. Now with the sleep missing, or the slide missing, excuse me, ETC in a little bit of trouble, but not as much as Huckett is. He has to full back. Gibbs going in, finding another another Tongue, and this time First Blood going over to the side of BeatGen El Classico. But not for nothing, Sonya has been running the hell down out of top lane. Gibbs digs top to deal with that. But it is the boss lane for them. And with a massive wave here, thanks to the Syl possession and black arrows. Speaking of the boss lane taking a lot of damage, red team's bottom wall and 2 towers fall very quickly to a very short push from the blue team. Camps are up, which means it's time for chores. See Syl and Rhaegar heading for their hards right now. Sonya maybe heading for their hards, doesn't look like it. And the blue team's in a really good position. Kind of want to see red make something happen here. Randy Newman's dead. Randy Newman's dead. He's dead. He doesn't have his E. Yeah, he is super dead. Yeah, level 10s here. Very much, this is a point-and-click type of engage for the part-timers. They have the Judgment. They have the Leap, Black Hole. It's throw all your buttons on one hero and hope for the best. And that'll be probably pretty effective until 20. And if the Ancestral gets off, then it's going to be a little bit monka. But red team's going to get this first objective, curse point, if you will. Meanwhile, ETC is pushing in this wave here. He's going to be able to escape relatively quickly. And in the bottom lane, Syl and Rhaegar doing very good chip damage in the bottom lane. Delta Sniper getting low. Tongue not available yet for another 7 seconds, but Ice is up. 4 people are here in the top lane, and blue team has to respond to this, and they're just not going to be able to. Blue team is on boss, and they're going to be able to get this, but top does fall. So, really nice decision here from part-timers, recognizing that they're all off-map, they're probably on boss, knowing they can bully the Dahaka off a top, and now they should be able to do their boss before the next seed, especially if they catch Snag here, and it looks like they're going to be able to. There is a leap on the Snag. They are just front to backing right now. They blow, like I said, all their buttons they just put on one hero, and he's going to die, especially if that Ancestral doesn't come out. So, red team is going to boss right now. And while they did get an ETC, they are going to lose 1 fort. So bottom fort going down. Now both boss lane forts are dealt with. Gibbs getting a tongue there. Maybe more for the mental game than anything else. Red team, I mean, you have to give this, I think, and you have to play for this seed. Because I think it gets a lot worse if you're not getting this seed. Yeah, and it looks like they agree, but it's 13s. It's a really tough situation to play in. Mind Control lands onto the face of Tyrael, but he quickly heals up. Side getting real low. And here is Amash. Does catch two people. One of them, nice ISO on the Uther in the backline. Unable to come in and help. D-Shield lands onto Sonya. And I don't think she's going to be able to do much with it. Black Hole not available for a little bit. Is he going to be able to leap? No. And now, with this curse point and 2 dead, I think they might be able to end. Genuinely. I hate this map for this reason. I'm really surprised to see the Felstead peeling off here, because I think you just want to 5-man this and go core. I guess maybe you can't end. But if you get kills, you can end. Mind control not quite connecting here. ETC under fire. A lot of damage going out, but the Ancestral is good. Gus not really doing much here, and we do see an ISO and a tongue onto the Tassadar, and down he goes. Excuse me, that wasn't ISO, that was just a tongue. And all the lanes are being mercilessly pushed in by the Seed. Mid lane is falling quickly with this camp in the top lane. This will be going down shortly as well. Blue team rotating rather aggressively into this mid fort, and there's still, it's a 4-on-5 here. I'm really surprised to see red team stepping up this far. Snag looking for an engage and finding the Rainer. This time ISIL does connect to the Tyrael, and Rift is caught between a rock and a fort and a hard place or something like that and dies. MacDaddio, not many buttons available, but he is able to skate away thanks to the support of his Tyrael. And it's oops all forts for the side of the blue team. They're going to get them all and 1 keep for this first curse point. Do we have any Gibbs deaths? No. Unfortunate. So the part-timers definitely have their backs up against the wall here. Down a keep. I mean, losing the forts is rather expected, but to be down a keep as well is a very unfortunate couple of deaths and unfortunate seed to have to fight over. If it had been on this side or even like here, they don't get nearly as much value. But because it was right here, they were basically here when it was capped. They're able just to walk to the keep and take it rather quickly. ETC is looking like he wants to fight this, but they're not 16s. You want this fight if you're red. Tassadar coming down to be able to support this as well. And, I mean, it's a gank angle, but it's a little tricky. It's tricky. How much bonus health do we have on the Rainer? Let's give it a check. 29 times 8. I'm bad at math, but I believe it's close to 240. 210? 240? It doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Double shield available. Double sword available. Double blink. They can just mind control that, right? Waits for the cleanse to come out. The tongue and the Tyrael getting caught there. The Gust, I mean, they've committed everything onto the Tyrael, and he's still standing, no matter how hard they try. Oh, but it's a mosh. It's a Giga Mosh. It's a 4-man. And Snag coming in looking like a hero, and instead gonna pay for it with his life. Both tanks are dead, and the fight rages on. A lot of damage by Delta Sniper with that Q. In what looked to be potentially a game-ending mosh ends up being just a 1-for-1. Tesla are looking for a wall here. Q not quite connecting. And Rift is going to be able to get this next seed. So, part-timers do have the fact that they have, you know, 2 seeds going for them. If they're able to take a boss and get Curse, that is a game-ending push. And top fort is gone. Died quite some time ago. Only 6-3 in kills, and the blue team is 1 level ahead in XP. They're looking for giblets. Gets tongued. He's dead, right? He's gonna have to dig out. He's not gonna be able to dig out. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Gibbs death. Ding, 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 ding. I should really have some sort of sound available for when such a thing happens. Like a grunt birthday party type thing from Halo. And then they all go, yay! That's... I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna get that done. Blue team cannot fight this. Oh, and now Scylla's caught out. Oh, he is okay, Pop's the Unstoppable. They're trying to stall this. I mean, it's kind of interesting that this boss, it doesn't end, but it certainly does a lot of damage. I think? I think that does core damage? It's got to, right? I mean, it's literally a full health boss on a core. I don't really care what else is happening. I kind of want to watch to see if this just ends. Sonya's going to be back to clear it. Okay, it doesn't really do much. Snag getting low. It's a 4-on-4 effort here in the mid lane to take this fort. Good cleanse. Looking for a mind control. Almost hits the Tassadar, but just a smidge away. Huckett getting tongued from the Dahaka. Falstad going in, looking for it. And there's a D-shield. He is able to get away, but yeah, I mean, the core took 40% damage. Already down to 61. I'm going to be curious to see if they continue to fight this. And here is another 4-man mosh, but here's a leap, and it's going to be Carnage in the hallway. 2 people go down. MD will follow. It's a 3-for-0, soon to be a 4-for-0. It's a beautiful tongue from the Dahaka. Catches, I believe that was Raynor, the last to fall.
And so the curse ends.
And so the curse ends, but so does the core. And at 40%, this core is going to be no match for the Falstad, for the Sylvanas here. Mac Daddo can do nothing but sit and watch. GG's will be coming out, and BeatGen Classico will be taking Game 2 and winning this best of 3. Carnage in the hallway, obviously. Sister band to Panic at the Disco. Eleven to 4 in kills. Absolutely real. Gibbs dies 3 times. That's the real win, honestly. It's a very quick series, actually. Very quick series. Let's take a look and see if we... let's see if they want to yak at us for a minute. My guess is yeah. But, let's see. Hello. Congratulations. 2-0. This isn't going to be much of an interview because unfortunately I kind of talked to you beforehand and I knew everything that was going to happen. So as far as for the most part, yeah, there wasn't much to be left to the imagination. I guess I was surprised to see you guys go to Cursed for Game 2. And then I was surprised to see Falstad. So I guess, you know, there's a couple of surprises there. I guess how did Deathwing feel in Game 1? Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Oh, they can't hear you. That's right, because I switched my audio. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Pro game. Okay. Let's see. Nah, no, I got it. Thank you. All right, talk again, Gibbs.
Hello, fam.
All right, there we go.
It's boy.
Thank you. So yeah, Gibbs was just saying how much he hates his team and how he thinks that anybody they lose to is just terrible. So
Not wrong, honestly.
oh no, I just got raided and the cast is over. Thank you, Alpaca Man. I appreciate that. But yeah. So I mean,
That felt nice.
and I honestly kind of thought that they wanted to play the Deathwing, which is why they banned the Leo, and I was surprised to see that you guys had ended up ripping it anyway. But I think he's just in such a stupid spot right now where you're basically pressing two buttons the whole game. You can unbind your Q. You might as well make it your flight. Like it's.
Whoa, Q is decent wave clear, okay? I was using it for wave clear, as you saw.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
Have to. I know.
It just feels really odd. He's in a very weird spot right now. And I think you played it well. I think my MVP that game was Linehouse, though. I think his sleeps were really strong. Made everything really easy, and then having the anti-heal grenade into a white main, into a Gul'dan felt really good. So as much as we don't like to give him any credit for anything, I think we have to tip the cap there to him in game one.
In the same sense that they had web wrap and disc on us getting rid of two people. Lionhouse was getting 2-person sleeps, so it's still like a 3v3.
Yeah. No, he played really, really well. Your Rainer this time ended up going the right talent at 1. I was happy to see that. Kudos to him. Yeah. This is why we scrim, right? So these kind of things don't happen when it matters.
Yeah, exactly.
So the scrim was worth it for you guys. The scrim was worth it for us.
We talked to Randy, and he's like, you know what, guys? I didn't want to go Exterminator because I didn't want to beat them too bad. Like he was trying to let y'all win.
Okay, you know what? That's very nice.
Yeah.
We play each other to build each other up.
Day,
right.
Yeah.
No, that's completely understandable.
Gotta have that confidence builder. You gotta just shit on a lower div team so you can go into the next match with confidence.
Yeah.
Or in our case, get shit on by a Heritage.
Just do what Big Push Power does and scrim us every week. Yeah, that's unnecessary drive-by. But anyway, in game 2.
You also asked me for a scrim.
Yeah. it's just punch down. NGS is just a consistent punch down at the lower divs, and to make yourself feel good, and then you'll have confidence for your match. So, anyway, Cursed Hollow. So what was the plan initially? Did you guys think about doing something spicy and then just kind of ended up vanilla, or was this always the plan, just to kind of run it down with meta heroes?
It was between Garden or Curse, and I'm like, I kept on saying before draft, like, do we want to try to just do 2 offlaners? Because in my head, I'm like, we did promise them a Blaze.
Right.
But also, it's like, I like 2 offlaners, because Cursed Hollow is just like, you don't really need to show up.
Yeah.
And then Max said, Falstat's still up, or someone said Falstat's still up, I'm like, shit. And then they didn't pick him, like, well, I guess we're picking Falstat now, and that will be our other offlaner.
Well, I did say, like, before the match, I was like, well, from scouting, we're like, we think it would be open, and we're just like, oh, we can try taking them to big maps. It seemed like from their map pool, they weren't having as much experience on big maps. So we're like, yeah, we can, plus just good practice in general, since I feel like nobody plays those maps much.
I like big maps.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment too. I don't see a lot of Cursed. I don't even see too much Garden. It's the Infernal, BOEs, Towers. I think those are kind of the big 3, and it shows in the voting at the end of the year too. But
yeah,
I do like that they banned Shrines, because I was down to not play Shrines tonight, because I feel like we play it every series. So
it's funny. I don't think we've played it this season yet. Out of the 4 matches, I think have we? Because I feel like it's been banned every match.
No, we lost it once, and I think we won it once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've personally been banning Infernal as well. I think it kind of to Gibbs's point, it seems to be a comfort pick for a lot of teams. It's not like a lot of people aren't going to ban it; they're fine going to it. But if you can get them into that, get them on Volskaya, get them on D-Shire.
I wasn't gonna be rude.
Limes.
Cast Volskaya.
Line saying Cursed Hollow is a terrible map and I hate it very much.
Yeah, he said that about Alterac until we went like 5-0 in one season, and he's like, I kind of like Alterac now.
There's
those bigger maps are still have just so many decisions being made. Like, I mean, even in Cursed in this match here, there was a lot of discussion. I think if you were paying attention to our team on a rewatch, you see us going up and down, back and forth a lot because we're like, okay, do we do boss? No, we don't know where they are. Okay, we see them top. Let's go do boss. All right, we can give up this curse. Let's do boss. Let's not do boss. Let's go up to camp. I think Lionhouse was back and forth on the giant camp for like 10 seconds
He really wanted
of
to
our
switch.
decision on whether we wanted to push with our knights, go to the giant camp, push with something else, go to another camp. So there's just the fact that there's so many decisions on the map. I don't think a lot of people like it. I mean, I don't like it for that same reason. Same thing with Alterac.
I
Well,
wanted
Alterac
to
more
dig on their
boring.
camps. I was told no.
Yeah, we didn't really use our
the
global
camps.
too much, other than for Gibbs to just be behind them on Dahaka. But
yeah. And to his credit, it did work eventually.
Oh, yeah.
It was very much amusing to see both siege camps taken by solo healers. The Uther was sitting there hitting it with his hammer for about a minute and a half, and then Rhaegar was on it by himself too. I was like, oh, that's really funny.
yeah, we see, like, you open up the tab, the talents, and you see Hammer Uther's numbers going up. I was like, oh, that's giant.
I wanted to dig that so bad. Team was like, we're not there. We're not coming. I'm like, oh. And then he took it. I'm like, I could have been there.
I mean, Felstad's a global too, right? You could have
Right.
double flown, and it would have been funny. And I
And then
don't
the
know.
3 people that are in their mid go to help him.
Right.
And then we die. And then we blame Gibbs.
Yeah, and then we get to put another point on the Gibbs death count, which ended at 3 tonight.
I
So.
think the biggest downside of us playing Cursed Hollow there was that I did have to come around and agree with Gibbs that Crowd Surfer was the pick. And I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy with agreeing with Gibbs.
I've converted another one.
Um,
Honestly, it's just that one mosh at the end that made him agree with it.
so you had that 4-man match in the mid.
Yeah, I had a lot of. I felt like I had really good moshes there, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But it was that going across the wall to body block them and get a mosh off. Being able to crowd surf over a Tassadar wall is pretty big.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you had one particular mosh in that mid lane. It was a 4-man mosh, and I thought, okay, the game's over. And somehow you died, and the Tyrael died, and nothing else happened. I thought, oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
That was very odd.
It'd be like that sometimes.
And Tyrael blew up on me to kill me too, so you got full revenge.
Shoot. Well, congratulations, guys. 2-0. I'll let you guys go and celebrate with the team. If you got any shout-outs or anything else you want to say, the floor is yours.
Shout out to the homie Sid for being up at 3 o'clock in the morning and subbing for us. Gotta love the EU boy. And shout out to the team. And the other team too. The other team was good opponents.
And shout out to the caster Blue. For
I always
picking
shout out.
stuff up. Always
listen,
less and less casters going on, so it's always good to keep the scene going.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for still playing in the league and hanging out and NGS and all that jazz. And keep making teams and keep having fun with the game because it makes it fun to cast and for people to watch. So congrats again. You guys have a wonderful night. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
GG's. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you so much for coming out, supporting these teams. Wonderful to see everybody as always. Thank you for the subs tonight, by the way. The gifted sub from Kala and Moonglow as well. Appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out, chatting with me and all that jazz. Always wonderful to have some people here to hang out with. And again, all money raised this season is going to a new PC. Because even during that cast, my screen flashed again, and I don't know what's going on, but I think I need a new graphics card, and it's terrible. So, love you guys. Love NGS. Until next time, be good to each other.